So, Buck, as a part of our weekly chat, it's always good for us to get together and we talk about timely things that impact the fintech ecosystem. And one of the thoughts that I was thinking about today is, we come across so many different startups and what we do. But it's interesting to think that when a founder decides that they want to embark on a startup, there's a lot of things that they need to do prior to launching that startup. And as you know, in the planning phase, if they are delinquent or deficient in something, one aspect, it can certainly impact the startup as they move forward. So as we think about this, what are some of the things and thoughts that come to your mind on what founders could think about in their pre-planning process before they launch a startup?
Right. Fantastic. Okay. Good morning, Wayne. And this is a great question that you ask because I'm never tired of telling this to all my, startup friends. I think the most important thing is when, before even technology and funding and all that stuff, the most important thing is why are you starting this? And you'll be surprised how many entrepreneurs are not clear even after 6 months, 1 year of founding their company as to why exactly did they start that. There are vague notions about doing something different, doing something innovative, becoming a unicorn, selling to Google, you know, or many times they are on the other extreme of the pole, which is like, I'm going to run an NGO that will change the world. I want to support 10 million kids all over the world with my startup. But then they don't know how they are going to run that, how they are going to earn money to support that activity, how are they going to do fundraising. So I would say forget about all technology. We just go back to the good old three-letter word WHY.
Some founders, though, they're so passionate about their idea, they're so passionate about what the end game, what they want to deliver. Some of them really think about what they are looking for as far as an exit strategy, but it's really that pre-work that's important. I know I spoke to some startups that developed extensive business plans and then only to start their venture and decided that everything that they thought that they would need to do as far as their strategy is concerned and their company, they really didn't get a chance to implement everything that they planned to do. Their business went along a different path. So planning is really important. So what do you think, though, with some things that could be done based on the experience that we have with talking to startups, that you can provide some really valuable information to a company in their pre-planning process?
In fact, I can give you an example. Right now I'm working with a very, very bright youngster. He wants to do something in the credit card space, helping people with very small income and small expenditure on their cards, maximize the value of their points and all that stuff. Very good idea. So I just took him to, two, three friends in some medium, large banks who are involved in the card processing business of that bank. And you'll be surprised, every single discussion changed the business model for the entrepreneur because he was not aware how is his model looking to somebody from the other side of the table. He was seeing his model only from his perspective for maybe 2 years while he was dreaming up his venture. And that is a big, risk that you take. If you don't have other people's perspective on your idea, then you end up possibly going a very, very wrong path.
Yeah, but the interesting aspect of it is that the sometimes the personality profile of the founder is so targeted and so focused of what they want to deliver.
Mhm.
The personality needs to be enhanced in order to take that feedback. And when you're so driven in order to develop something, because there's a certain type of personality
Right.
profile
Yeah.
that I see with many fintech founders.
Yep.
So really changing that perspective or enlarging that perspective to be able to take that feedback is a challenge.
That's a big
So,
challenge.
so how can we advise these founders so that they have a much more mindset, not so much on exclusivity, but inclusivity. And I think that's a real opportunity, which we may find as not as common as we like to think.
In fact, when you talk about this exclusivity or not taking any feedback from anybody, just thinking of his or her own idea and thinking that that's the be all and end all of everything. I would say, Wayne, from my experience, this is an outcome that you see in a person's personality. But there could be two different reasons why you see that in a person. One could be simply ego. You know, I know this, I know this, I know this, I'm the best brain, I'm the best guy in the room. That is ego part of it. And the other part can be actually not knowing enough. So if you find the person to be in the not knowing enough category, there is hope that you can explain things to him or her, and he or she will start, understanding why you are asking him to take different perspectives, talk to different people. But going back to the first type, if this is happening purely out of ego, then probably you can't do much unless that person takes hard knocks and learns for himself or herself. That person is not going to change his or her attitude, and that's a very sad thing, but probably there is nothing you can do, at least in the early stage, when the person has not learned from the hard knocks that he gets out of running a startup.
Yeah, that's a very true statement. One of the things that we continue to explore and find, and the role that we work with fintech founders, is collaboration. A lot of times through collaboration, a founder can understand and get ideas from other fintech founders and leaders, and they can see how they can incorporate some aspects from where their successes or learn from their failures. It really is building an ecosystem or a community, and how these fintech founders become part of that ecosystem. Can you just imagine if there weren't fintech groups? BFSITechTalks is one of them, where we work with fintech founders, and we, through our collaboration with them, we want to have them interact amongst themselves as we build and shape a community. But without this type of setting, without this type of community, it will be very hard for fintechs to understand what they need to do, because many of them are charting waters that are uncharted. They're going into areas where there are just few amongst them. So it takes courage, it takes strength, it takes fortitude, it takes consistency, but it also takes collaboration. And how this collaboration is done in the early stages can certainly benefit that fintech founder so that they can have a very positive trajectory as they move forward. What do you think about that, Buck?
No, in fact, that's true, because like I said, one thing is they need to get their own share of hard knocks. That is one part. The other part is also, without that, they may get carried away very quickly. Like, it is about 3 weeks now that Elon Musk, the hero of the entrepreneur generation, and rightly so, Elon Musk announced that he will start accepting payments in Bitcoin for buying a Tesla car. And I got very, very young entrepreneurs asking me if they can run their startup on Bitcoin. Can I pay my salaries to all my people in Bitcoin? Can I charge my customer in Bitcoin? Everything. Can my VC give me money in Bitcoin? So, it's so hard to explain to them that, look, Elon Musk saying something is very, very different from you saying something when you are at level 0 or even negative. And that is a thing that at least I try my best to make sure I put across as well as I can. That Elon Musk and Google and all these people are great. They have achieved extraordinary success. We need to learn from them. But don't think that what they do today, after 15, 20, 25 years of hard work, you can start doing it today even before you have started your business. That reality check, and that reality check, going back to what you were saying just a minute ago, it's a big help to have a community around you, whether it's our BFSI Tech Talks or incubators. There are great incubators all around today. Just talking to people, just seeing what other people are thinking, what other people are doing, I think that's a very, very critical thing. Even if you don't need money or any specific help from an incubator, just go there, sit in a meeting, listen to what other people are saying. That will make a big difference.
Mm, that's true. Buck, as a final thought, when it comes to the fintech founder determining what they want to do in order to build their business, it's an arduous task. Obviously, it's a lot of heavy lifting. Their path, although they may not see it straight, will have successes and failures, and it's okay. It's okay.
That's right.
But one of the things that's really important is the fact that there is help. There's assistance. there's information. All of these are tools that the fintech founder has access to. And one of the things that we continue to work with and have as we build this community is to more and more fintechs to be aware of BSFI Tech Talks and what our goal is to accomplish and to identify themselves with. This is one aspect of a community that has a door open and to work with fintechs to see how we can help them to build, to grow, and to excel.
Yeah. In fact, just to close out this point, just 3 weeks ago, you remember we spoke to that credit card startup guy, and after we explained to him that, hey, he has got a great idea, but he needs somebody with him to who can look after the technology, and he's actually now in the process of talking to some of our members who can join him in the venture, who have got technology background. They can be co-founder, CTO, that kind of thing. So without that, it's so hard for you. And I will say again and again that this is the biggest dream that you have dreamed in your life. So make sure that you do best and take everybody's help to make sure that the dream is realized.
Such a good point. Look forward to our next chat next week, Buck. Thanks, and have a great afternoon. Great rest of your day.